Hi everybody, this is episode three in our series about the top 10 mistakes that people make in child custody. And today we're talking about decision making mistakes that people make. So the first mistake that people make has to do with drug use. Now, I understand that people really want to turn around to start with and say, no, I didn't do drugs. Sorry, Your Honour, I've never done drugs. Not me. Deny, right? Because that's what a lawyer would normally tell you. That's actually the wrong thing to ever do. If you're doing drugs, I get it. Firstly, stop, because it's not cool for your kid. But if that's an issue or alcohol, then what I recommend you do is, number one, absolutely go out and get assistance for it straight away. Rehab, counselling, any of those things that you can actually get off that substance, but acknowledge that you've had that issue. But don't just acknowledge it and show that you've actually changed your behaviour. That's the key. But if you go into court and say, no, I don't do drugs, no, not me, Your Honour, promise, cross my heart, never done it, then the first thing they're going to say is, well, let's go and get a drug test. You go, oh, let me see if I can dodge the drug test, right? Well, then we have a thing called hair follicle test. So we can get around all of this. Alcohol test, we can show how much alcohol you drink. So it's very mindful and be very careful about being honest and fall on your sword. You will get far more brownie points with a judge and far more credibility if you actually do that. Now, the second thing, and the second mistake that people make is about decision making when it comes to the child. So my rule of thumb is this, and it's about not making the decision that's in the best interest of the child, but rather it's about yourself. Okay? So if you're making a decision that actually promotes your benefit as opposed to the child, you're actually doing far more damage for both the child and also your case before the court. So what I recommend is this, my rule of thumb is, ask yourself before you do anything that relates to the child, is this truly in the best interest of my child? If the answer is yes, then do it. If the answer is no, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. If there is no clear-cut outline that what you're going to do is in fact in the best interest of your children, then you need to not do it. Okay? Now, by that I mean your children and not your own personal gain. That's really, really important. So those are the two of the mistakes that people make in relation to child custody, and that was episode 3. Look forward to the next episode where we're actually going to talk about mistakes that people make when preparing for court and talking with court specialists. See you then.